Alrighty. Cool.
All right, can you all hear me okay? Yeah, you can. We're going to get started in just a sec when everyone comes through. Thank you all for bearing with me. Looking forward to getting started. Testing, testing. All right, hey everybody. We're going to get started in just a sec. Everyone at the back can come through, take some seats, go from the front, please. So give our presenters, there's no one sitting right here in front of where our presenters are going to be. Can we get some volunteers? Thank you. Perfect. I want to give them as much pressure as humanly possible.
That's fine. Yeah, that's perfect. Cool. This should still work.
All right. Thank you. Testing this one works too. Perfect. All right. Cool. Welcome everybody. We're going to get started now. I need the clicker. All right. So thank you all for being here tonight. We're going to jump straight in. For those of you I haven't met before, my name is Seven. I run Founders Live London. Just waiting for everyone to be fantastic. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with Founders Live or Founders Live London, Founders Live is an event that takes place all over the world and has a really unique theme, which is a 99-second pitch. So those of you who are familiar with the startup ecosystem, you'll know that usually pitches are about 3 minutes long, maybe 5 if the presenters are really lucky. Tonight, they're going to have 99 seconds to impress you. And the way they're going to do that is by going through a really short pitch. You're then going to have 3 minutes to ask each of them questions. And then at the end, you will vote for your favorite startup presenter, and they will receive an extra package of support. The winner will receive an extra package of support. So it's going to be a fun one. A couple of quick notes before we jump into it. First of all, you'll see a lot of QR codes tonight. That's because I love QR codes and for no other reason. All of them will take you to useful pages, hopefully useful pages. The main one is a page which I think this one will take you to as well, which has information about each of our presenting startups tonight, their socials and things like that. So I encourage you to scan those QR codes where you see them or as you need them. And then at the end, you will also be using a QR code to vote. So if you're not familiar with them, there will be links that you can manually type in, but hopefully you can have QR codes because that'll make your life a lot easier. So let's jump straight into it. A few kind of housekeeping bits and pieces. Number one, before I forget, is that most of you, if not all of you, should have been emailed ahead of time some information about the venue tonight and kind of safety briefing. Basically, the short version is obviously it's 6 p.m., so we're not expecting a fire drill. If for some crazy reason anything does happen, there are instructions in there, but the staff here will help us get out of the room. But that's not going to happen, so don't worry about it. Each pitch will be 99 seconds. There will be a timer. I will cut our founders off. So don't hate me. and also to our presenters, don't agents. But I will cut you off at 99 seconds. They're prepared for that though. We have 3 minutes of questions. When everyone's done, we'll scan the QR code to vote, like I said. So I've already gone through this. That's how well I've memorized this. We will be taking some video and photos just on our phone tonight. I'm a little bit short-staffed, unfortunately, but on our phones, we'll be taking some video and photos. If there's any issue with that, just let me know, and I will make sure you don't hit anything. Now, we were going to start with I'll get to that in a minute. We were going to start with Fireside Chat tonight with our last winner, Irina. Unfortunately, she couldn't join us tonight. Hopefully, she's watching us on the live stream at home. She was ill this morning and emailed me, so all the best wishes to her. Hopefully, we can get her in for a future event. We were going to also have a backup, but they also aren't present. So, unfortunately, we're just going to have to skip it. But that just means more time for networking, which is fine. So, with that, we're going to skip that. A quick note, please do share and spread the word. This is a different QR code that will take you to a page of kind of various links of mine, my socials, Founders Live stuff, our last live streams and things like that. Obviously, this is a free event. So the best way you can support us to grow, to make these events more interesting, maybe even make them happen more often, because I know some of you tonight want to pitch with us, is to spread the word. That is the best thing you can do to support, is just spread the word. So I will leave this up here for a sec for you. With that out of the way, those are pretty much all the key messages tonight. Because we are on the Fireside Chat, we're going to jump straight into it. So, time for the pitches. Again, one final time, this is the QR code with all our presenters' information on it if you need it. Hopefully that works. If it doesn't, I'll grab the link for you. Cool. Just waiting for the last few people to finish scanning that. I see some phones in the air. You know, Wi-Fi? There is Wi-Fi. Oh, sorry, I should have mentioned this. I'm really bad. I always forget Wi-Fi every single time. There's Wi-Fi up on the board. It's also by the entrance if you need it. I don't know what the signal's like here. Hopefully it's okay. Cool. This is going to go away now. We're going to start with our first presentation. A quick note. So our first presenter, RemoteBob. This is Barbara. She is actually with us tonight. Someone else from her team is stepping in. I'll let her explain that though. So the picture's wrong, but we're going to hand over to our first presenter from RemoteBob. So I will introduce you. Round of applause, please. You stand closer into the screen.
Yeah, here? That's fine. Okay. So hello everybody, obviously I'm not Barbara. As you can see, my name is Lucia. I'm the sales manager at RemoteBob team, where we are currently building upgraded Upwork of sorts for virtual assistants. So nowadays, entrepreneurs need an extra set of hands to help them in their day-to-day activities, which takes time, and sometimes the process can be a bit complicated. Which means that if they choose poorly, they end up spending a lot of time and not get the results that they originally wanted to. This is why in RemoteBob we are currently working on a solution. So we are building a platform that combines the matchmaking process between the client and the VA, as well as incorporate the analytics, the task management tools, the time tracking tools, as well as pre-made action plans, both for the client and the VA. So the team that is behind the project, so this is me on the left, the team that is behind the project has a lot of experience in the different business areas, and this is why we are investing to make the ultimate VA support platform. So this is maybe the slide that interests you most. As you can see here, we are increasing our revenue from year to year. So this year we had over 200K of revenue. In our first year of business, we had only 4 clients. So far, we managed to successfully matchmake over 90 clients with their VAs. So yeah, basically just to conclude, so we have been in business for over 3.5 years. We're profitable. We are increasing rapidly, and currently we're in the process of finding funds to digitalize and automate our processes. So yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, perfect. Just on time. Where's the other microphone? Hello? Yes, cool. Alrighty, so we now have time for 3 minutes of questions. Let me just set a 3-minute timer. Does anyone have any questions for the RemoteBob team? One at the back here. I'm going to come around with the roving microphone. 1, 2. Here we go.
Hi there. So my question is, what makes you different, or what's your USP compared to other apps in the market?
So definitely our quality assurance processes, because most of the platforms that already exist are purely matchmaking services. We have an internal team as quality assurance. So instead of purely matching the client with the VA, we have our internal team that makes sure that the client is getting the service that they deserve, that they want, that they're reaching their goals as well. And basically, we have our support basically every day, every hour, which means that in case the client doesn't really know what to delegate or how to reach their business goals, they can always reach out to us and we can help them achieve their goals. So it's not purely the matchmaking process in place, but we make sure that our service is standardized, and that when the client gets a VA, that their support is the same as from another VA and from a third one or a fourth one.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? We've got time for maybe 2, maybe 1.5 more. That's my quick half question. Here you go.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Quick question. What are the future milestones that you want to achieve?
Sorry, can you
Future milestones, future big steps?
Yeah, so currently the platform that you saw earlier, this is just a prototype. So we're currently in the process of building up that platform, and basically our main goal is just to digitalize as much as possible and to automate everything. So for that, we are currently raising around 500K, which will help us then achieve, greater goals to gain more clients, to basically just help more people in their day-to-day business.
Cool, we've got time for one more. Any more questions? You answered things so well. Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. Sorry, what is your revenue model?
Sorry?
What's your revenue model?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
What is your revenue model?
So how do you make money?
Oh, sorry. I have trouble hearing this. Sorry. Yeah, so basically for the price, we sell packages to our clients. So monthly package from 20 to 160 hours. Then I have VA support. So basically we just take a percentage of that and the rest goes to the VA.
Alrighty, cool. Thank you so much. Can we get a
Thank
round
you.
of applause for RemoteBob? Alrighty, next up. Got too many things in my hands. There you go.
That's me.
Next up, we have Mano from Walk With You.
Walk with you, that's right.
Cool. Round of applause before you get started. Yes, exactly.
Someone told me that doesn't look like me, but it's actually me. Right, and before I begin, before my time starts, I just want to say thank you to everyone. I just want to say thank you to everyone for coming here. You guys are missing the England versus Wales match, so I appreciate you prioritizing all the startups here. We all really appreciate that.
Clearly, this is far more interesting. Clearly.
There you go. Come on. Right, so we
Go
get
for
to
it.
Right, so I want to start with, we are social beings, right? We are, at least most of us are. We like to do things together. We go to movies with a group of friends. We eat dinners, lunches with people. And oftentimes, when we do things with someone else, we're likely to stick with a new habit, good or bad, obviously, for a longer period of time than we would do otherwise. And this is exactly what we're trying to solve with Walk With You. The challenge we see today is that technology is driving us apart. We're increasingly isolated. Employees are increasingly disengaged. And at Walk With You, our mission is to productize our taglines. Together we go further in the space of employee well-being and engagement. What we essentially do is, we get the microphone for this one to work better. There you go. What we essentially do is we help businesses engage their employees through exciting, rewarding well-being challenges in proactive well-being space. So essentially, leveraging some of the most cutting-edge technology, which is our mobile app out there, we help businesses reward their employees to be healthier, happier, more engaged, and essentially be more productive at work. And so far, our progress has been, our MVP mobile app is live out there. We've got some exciting rostrum of customers, including Cambridge University as our early customers. These are paying B2B customers. And we're now fundraising to be able to execute on our bold hypothesis. What we want to do is we're going to work on employee cohorts. So we're going to bring in the elements of group well-being in the space of employee well-being, and that's what we're trying to do. So that's our small team.
That is time. There you go. Round of applause. Thank you so much. Cool. So, questions for Walk With You? There must be some.
So what's your revenue model?
Clearly, you're a money man.
I love that. So that's a good question. What we do is we charge employees per employee per month. We charge employers per employee per month. So our revenue model is B2B first, but we're a B2B2C model. So our go-to-market today is working directly with employers, but eventually we want to go through partners, through well-being partners, well-being service providers, and through that.
Cool, thank you. Another question at the back as I run across.
So probably how much extra personal data are you guys collecting, and how much of the employer privacy notices and data protection have you had to influence to actually increase?
That's a good question. We're obviously GDPR compliant. We don't collect a lot of data. We collect your health metrics. So your activities, your heartbeat rates and stuff like that. All of your employer doesn't get access to any of that. So your employer sees probably the aggregate stuff. So we do share with them as to how engaged the employees are, how active they've been. The idea is, in well-being is actually an individual pursuit, but we want to do it in the space of employers so that they see the ROI of investing in a well-being platform. At the same time, it's fun, engaging, exciting for individuals to participate. But we are conscious. Again, great question. We're conscious. Some countries obviously are a little bit more specific with respect to what they expect with GDPR interpretations, but overall, we haven't had a lot of questions come through.
Cool, we got one over here.
Hi, my name is Solomon. Thank you for the presentation. What are key metrics that you determine for success in your business?
Good question. So I think ideally well-being. So there are a lot of startups that are working in well-being accounting in general, because I think one of the biggest challenges that we face is we are taking care of our well-being outside of work, during work, 24 hours a day, right? Oftentimes it's a question that employers ask you as well. Right now, our simple, I think the biggest thing with metrics is the simpler they are, the more effective they are. So it could just simply be benchmarking, before working with us, how active your team is. And that could be based on average number of steps taken, or number of steps taken, or how active people are, or et cetera, et cetera. And then you do that benchmark, you do that, at the end of that initiative, at the end of that engagement, and you see on average people are more engaged, more active. And then you can do a bunch of employee surveys as well as to how happy they are, how productive they feel, how healthy they feel. And that kind of goes into the way of assessing how successful we be.
Thank you. So, of course, your customer is employers, but then user of your platforms are employees. So how do you know what employees actually want and what wellness looks like for them?
Yeah, so I think, and that's a fair question, right? I think everyone that starts a business will tell you this. You have to speak to your end users. So we consistently speak to them, employees as well as employers. Why so to speak, our decision maker is the employer, is the HR director, is the rewards and benefits person. But our influencer or key influencer in that decision making is the employer. So the employee has to see a positive change in their healthier lifestyle. They have to feel comfortable that their employer is doing enough. So we essentially work with both of them through surveys, through conversations, through regular conversations, through the engagement to understand what's working, what's not working. We've got some positive feedback. We've obviously got some critical feedback that we need to work on how to make it work for both employers as well as the employees.
All right, that's all the time we have for Walk With You. Thank you so much. Big round of applause. So, if you could click to the next slide, actually, because you still got the clicker. There we go. One more time. There we go. Perfect. So, fantastic. We're 2 pitches down. Next up is Deji and Rebecca from Grumble. If you could give them a big round of applause. More in the center a little bit further. There we go, so that the camera can see you at home. Cool, your timer starts now.
Nice. So I'm still already familiar with that
kind of embarrassing feeling, right, where your stomach grumbles when you're with a friend, and instead of laughing at you, they kind of support you and say, hey, you go for a meal, right? That's exactly what happened with me and Rebecca a few months back. And basically, the problem was that we all experienced. We had no idea where to eat. Rebecca had seen a few cool videos on TikTok, but she didn't remember the name or place of where they are. We spent the next few minutes, me going through TripAdvisor, her going through Yelp, and basically trying to find where this restaurant was, but we just couldn't find it. Kind of like when you look through Netflix and try to find a movie, you spend the whole time in the movie. And so basically, we decided, or we thought to ourselves, why isn't there a one-stop solution that basically makes discovering restaurants as enjoyable as scrolling through TikTok? Or discovering restaurants as enjoyable as going through TikTok, or searching for specific dietary requirements as peaceful, happy habits as vegans, or tracking and saving restaurants as easy and peaceful as Notion makes it, right? Like when you track the status on Notion, even with sharing your best finds, say you find a really good restaurant, sharing it as enjoyable, as engaging as participating in a Reddit community is. That's what we're trying to create. Grumble, a centralized food discovery platform that basically helps end your grumble with endless choice, but not just endless choice, the right choice.
You done?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Give it up for Grumble. Keep the microphone because you've got 3 minutes of questions. So, any questions for Grumble? There must be a few. I know I'm hungry, so that must bring up some questions. There we go. I'm going to run across the front of you all.
Hi, right. So with like revenue again, is it you get specific restaurants to sign up, you get commission up there, or it's all through there, like essentially how do you make money?
Yeah, so for revenue, we've got two different streams. Obviously, we've got advertisements. Ideally, you have personalized advertisements. So when you sign up for our application, you put in your dietary requirements, right? So we're not going to recommend a vegan person, a bunch of steakhouses or burger restaurants. So that's one form. Our second revenue form is going to be B2B model, just with restaurants. So with a lot of restaurants, they don't have the time or the revenue to put into marketing tools. Essentially, that is what Grumble is on a B2B services, is to provide restaurants with easy marketing.
Cool. Any more questions? Got time for one more. Here we go.
Do you have any customers as a service line? Do you have any customers? If so, how many customers is the service line? What stage are you at?
Yeah, so we are a much earlier stage than I would say some of our fellow pitchers here. We have our mock-up ready, but we're currently in our stage of development, so we're actually looking for developers to join our team. That being said, we are in talks with a couple of restaurants who are very interested in using our application. We also collectively are friends with a couple of quite big food influencers that have tested our MVP and are really excited to try our platform. So we're really excited to launch it to you guys, and hopefully you'll enjoy it.
Nice, cool. We do have time for one more quick one. Yes, we do up here.
Thank you. So what will your interface look like? Is it going to be like a Yelp type of feel or like an Instagram scroll through? Like what's it going to look like?
Yeah, so we actually did a survey and we found out the average person has roughly 5 different restaurant applications on their phone. I've got about 30, so you can kind of see how big of a foodie I am. And so to give you a bit of reference, this is currently what my Google Maps looks like. I moved to London about a year ago, and this is what my restaurant discovery platform looks like. This is my foodie friend who tracks it on Notion. So as you can see, with all the foodies collectively, we're managing it on these kind of platforms right now. I also have Yelp as well. I will say there's a lot of improvement for the user experience and making it fun. So on TikTok, I think, well, for the people who use TikTok and Instagram, we find a lot of our restaurant recommendations there, but there's no way for me to save it or remember what restaurant it was. Our app is basically streamlines that entire process from discovery, saving. And so say, for example, I'm in Soho and, I can just pull up my map of restaurants and I've already tracked what restaurants I've saved around the area that I can go to.
Alrighty, that's all we have time for. A big round of applause for Grumble. Click a couple more times so that we have the next startup up. There we go. Cool. So next up we have Martin from Inegy.
Hi, my name is Martin.
Hold on, Martin. Hold on. We're gonna give you a big round of applause first. There we go. All right. And if you could stand a little bit more in the middle so this live stream can see you, and when you're ready.
Hi, my name is Martin and I have created Inegy. Inegy allows you to test investment strategies based on alternative data. So every one of us has heard about investment strategies based on Nancy Pelosi trades, social media sentiment, or GitHub comments. It's difficult to test those investment strategies. It can take you days testing it manually, and it can take you hours testing it programmatically, and it looks something like this. So you need financial and technical skills to do it, and also you need to pay a lot to access reliable data. With Inegy, however, it takes only seconds to do it. You use a simple drag and drop UI to create your trading strategy, and testing it will show you from 5 to 15 years of data. And if you think that the strategy is a good fit for you, you can execute it. Currently, this is the only solution for retail investors that want no-code tool that allows them to test alternative data. There's no other solution on the market. In the last 2 months, the key achievements are 1,000 users and 20 paying users. And I have implemented payments 2 weeks ago. We also have a working prototype that is available at inegy.io.
All right. Well within time as well. Congratulations. So, any questions? We've got 3 minutes of questions.
Wow, okay, that was fast this time. Nice. I'm gonna start, your hand in hand, your hands up. Start here.
Thanks, I think that's a great idea. What platforms would it then take you to be able to execute the strategy?
So right now, executing strategies is not yet implemented. I'm about to implement it in 3 to 6 months from now. The focus right now is to keep adding trading strategies. And at this point, you don't need any platform to execute it because you can just go to the website and see what the suggestion for the next period of time is. So for example, most of the trading strategies right now will tell you to hold, not to buy, but to hold. You can also subscribe to emails and you will get an email every time there is a new suggestion for you if you should buy, sell, or hold a stock or asset. In the future, I will either implement a white label solution where you will be just able to log in and it will do all the trading for you based on the strategies you have selected, or you will be able to log in with your Coinbase account or any other platform that will be supported, and my website will do the trading for you based on the criteria you have selected.
All right, we've got a couple more back here.
What's your value proposition and how do you differentiate yourself from, and I'm from Canada, we have Canadian companies that's doing that, like simple request trades, and how do you differentiate yourself?
Sure, so the value for the user is first of all that it saves time. So instead of doing it manually or programmatically, you can do it with that simple UI, and instead of taking hours or days, it will take you just a few seconds. As far as I know, there is no competitor that does both, so that has this simple drag and drop UI and alternative data. There are some solutions that have drag and drop UIs where you can create those if-then statements, but there is no other that also uses alternative data. And I think that currently this connection is really important because there's a growing number of retail investors, and retail investors understand alternative data. They understand social media, they understand for example, US Congress trade, this is what is now trending on social networks, and this is what they want to test. If it comes to more complicated trading strategies based on complicated financial models, not necessarily retail investors are interested in that, and also I don't want to compete with people that are already doing that quite well. So I want to focus on that one niche.
We've only got time for one more, so we're going to go back here.
Hi, this is more of a question about how it works because I imagine someone has to set an implement trading strategy before it's available on your platform for drag and drop. And I'm guessing with alternative data sets, alpha samples will disappear quite quickly. So my question is, how realistic is it that these strategies will be?
So initially, it took quite a lot of time to add one single strategy because it took about a week. But right now I'm reusing the same algorithm. So what I do, I connect to an API or to a data source. I change the structure of the data to fit my algorithm, and it almost all of the trading strategies right now go through the same algorithm. So adding new trading strategies will take less and less time in the future because I simply take an API, match the structure, and run it through my algorithm. And most of it is created automatically. So you can see here one trading strategy, but there's about maybe 200-300 variation of that. Because on every button, you can select some different settings. So instead of 10, you can select 20, 30, 50, or whatever you prefer. So 90% of the code for each strategy is the same, and I plan to keep using that.
Cool. Alrighty, that's all. Oops, that's all we have time for. A big round of applause. So we are now on to our final startup of the night. Birdiefy, is that how you pronounce yourselves?
That's it.
There you go. Fantastic. So when you're ready, do you have the clicker?
Yep.
Oh, it's there. Cool. Right. If you could make sure you're standing a little bit further that way.
Hi everyone.
And when you're ready.
Hi all. Did you know that there is one coach for every 600 golfers? I am Gabriel Escudero, CEO and co-founder at Birdiefy. It all began a year ago when I saw my level massively drop as I couldn't find time to see my coach. Then I met my co-founder and we started doing some research, and we found out that I wasn't alone. That actually only 17% of golfers take lessons, while 30% find them too expensive, 23% do not have time, and 12% struggle to find available coaches. Others, they just find it boring. So we created an interactive app that allows golfers all over the world to improve in the most accessible and efficient way. All they need to do as a golfer is to upload a video and understand your feedback. Once you get it, you can upload as many videos as you want, and we will let you know real time whether you're doing it right or wrong. This is all possible thanks to our high-guidance AI that allows us to measure the ball movement throughout the swing and extract the key variables that will allow the coach to provide top feedback and the player to check their progress. We are a high-performing team covering all aspects of the business. On the technology side, we have Freddy Dervecchio with over 15 years of experience as a software developer. And on the business and industry side, it's myself, I'm Gabriel Escudero, and I've spent most of my life around the golf courses and trying to figure out businesses. So far, we have 15 coaches committed to our platform and have already helped over 100 golfers. We have a team of 7 individuals working to make this solution possible for you. So if you're a golfer eager for birdies, join our community.
And that is time. Nice. So I will take a picture from here. Any questions? Is this on? Any questions for these guys? We do have a few. I'm going to come here and then my way around.
So my question is, what's your revenue model?
Okay, so we basically have two options for the golfers. It's B2C. The golfer is paying for the lesson he's taking, in a way. And he's got two options. First of all, he pays for every video he sends and he wants feedback. And that is a fixed price. Second, if the guy is working with a coach and actually wants that commitment long term, he just subscribes to the coach channel. So in a way, when you get the feedback, it's half the AI, half the coach. You get that? Yeah. So if you work with the same coach all the time, you'd rather just subscribe to his channel. We give coaches the option to build their online businesses. So in that sense, it's a platform where the player pays the coach and we get a free from there. The other alternative is to just pay for every video you send, and that goes straight to all the coaches in the platform so that you guarantee a more instant feedback. So if you want your feedback right now, the wise thing to do is you send it to the pay-per-video option, and any coach in the platform, the first one to take it will be the one to get it, so you get your instant feedback that way.
We've got time for two more hands that were preferred. So there's one here, one up there, and then we might have to see if we have time.
So my question is, I want to ask about the accuracy of your goal estimation, and also, what are you thinking about scaling? You said that there's coaches seeing and then AI doing it. Are you thinking blockchain to fit everything into the AI? And like, how do you manage that as you use and grow?
Okay, I'm gonna reply to the business model part. Freddie, our CTO, will reply to the post-estimation accuracy. Basically, in our revenue model, we have a really attractive incentive for coaches to reply to as many feedbacks as they want. So we can, in the future, as you mentioned, launch a more accessible and more AI products, and part of that revenue will be given back to the coaches that have helped us train that actual model. So is that clear? I mean, it's a bit messy. Okay, and in terms of post-estimation, I just pass it to Freddie.
Regarding the technology, the most important thing when with artificial intelligence models is data. And here we have the videos, which is our input, and also we have the feedback that the coaches are writing. So in this moment, we need both. We need like the quantitative analysis, which is the post-estimation artificial intelligence, and the qualitative analysis, which is the feedback from the coach. But with those two data points, then we can save a lot of information, and maybe in 2 years, 3 years, something like that, we will have like a 100% artificial intelligence model working and giving feedback.
We've only got time for one more really quick one. Hands back up, anyone interested? I think he was first, so we're gonna go here, and then any more questions you can catch up with later.
How do your prices compare to real life golf lessons?
A real life golf lesson averages from 50 to 80 euros per hour. Our subscriptions, you get the online subscription, which is like around, depends on the coach you get. If you get a top tier coach, it's gonna be more expensive, but they will be around 100 to 150 euros. So that's quite taking into account that people that take consistent coaching, take it once a week. That would be, let's say, 50 the cheapest. That's 200 a month. We're already cheaper because thanks to this AI quantitative analysis, the coach can provide quality feedback in record time, which is kind of the value proposition we have for them, and as well they monetize from whatever they want. So that's a bigger model, and that's true.
Cool. That's all we have time for. Thank you so much. Big round of applause.
Thank you. Cool. Okay, go for it. Thanks.
Alrighty, everyone. So that was our final presentation of the night. So I told you voting was coming, and it has now come. We've had 5 fantastic pitches tonight. One quick note about the voting is I encourage you to vote for the startup that you most resonate with, or the team that you most resonate with. As I'm sure you've noticed, our startups tonight are at different stages of their business. Some are further along, some are more idea stage, some have prototypes, some don't. And that is what we normally do here at Founders Live. We like to encourage founders at different stages to get involved. Everyone who pitched tonight will be getting a package of support from us, but the winner gets an increased package, only slightly increased package. But everyone here tonight is a winner for coming up here and kind of doing this, not in a cliche way, but just making that clear. So I encourage you to vote for who you most resonate with. Maybe it's the idea you most like, or whatever that is. It's not necessarily just on who's kind of furthest along, so to speak. If that's what you like, it's fine. That's something I encourage you to think about. So here's the voting link. I will give you 10 minutes to do that, so you don't need to sit here and awkwardly vote next to everyone. You have 10 minutes. Go to the toilet if you want. Stretch your legs, whatever. Snacks have now arrived. We were a little bit late, but there are snacks in the back. Please eat them. I do not want to take them home. So go do that. Enjoy yourselves. 10, 15-ish minutes. We'll come back here and announce the winner. Thank you all so much. Come back.
Business journey using an app stuff.
If it's an organization that you don't have to work, that organization, that's fine.
But I'm curious, so I've got a sales training mindset business, so it's not too based at the moment, but I'm actually getting an idea that this is a thing I could make it happen as well. So, and then, what is the financial How do the different models work for what?
So, two things. I'm looking but a couple of interesting and then they themselves have responsibilities like that. I don't have a card. I try my best to pay for this now. Enjoy it. Hello, hello. It's all right. I'm just gonna move. Alrighty. We're going to finish off with the evening. Everyone can come take seats. Voting is now closed. Alrighty, a quick apology as well to the people at home. Sometimes the audio wasn't as clear as it could be. Whoops, we're still looking at you, sorry. Sometimes the audio wasn't as clear as it could be. Hopefully you can at least hear us before the end. So, thank you so much, everyone. I'm gonna wait for the last few people to take their seats as I look at the results of the voting. Ooh, wow, okay, cool, so close vote, actually. Okay, we do have a clear winner though. Okay, so, firstly, before we end off, I want to say thank you to a few people. They're not here, they're over there, but people from the Microsoft Reactor team. This space is a really, really cool space, and I'm sure you've noticed. Feel free to play the games and things like that as well before you leave today. It's a really, really cool space. They're really kind to us, let us use this really amazing venue. So a big thanks to them. Also, a thanks to, yes, a clap, fantastic. I love it. Also, thanks to Milo, who's in the back. Milo, can you wave for us? Hi, Milo brought us snacks. So a huge round of applause. Thank you, Milo. And of course, to our 5 presenters of the night for pitching with us. So, with all of that being said, before we announce the final winner as well, I'd like to just let you know that we're going to have another 5 of these events next year. So we run 5 Founders Live London events every year. We also have Founders Live cities all over the world whose live streams you can tune into. So you will be getting an email from me afterwards with some more information about that. But just look out for that if you're interested in these kinds of things and come along to some more events. So, with all that being said, is there some echo? There might be some echo. With all of that being said, we're going to announce our winner. So you know how this runs. I'm going to announce which company has won. We're going to do a little drum roll. And then I'm going to bring them up. We're going to get you to have a quick picture. And then I'm going to shake your hand. You're going to have a picture of me because I'm super special. No, I'm kidding. We're going to have a couple of quick pictures. And then that will be that. That will pretty much be a wrap. So that person will be getting more information from me once the kind of event is over. Again, all of our presenters will be getting some package of support after tonight. So when that's done, we're here until about 8:30 latest. Please finish the snacks. You've done a good job at starting on them, so thank you for that. So those are all my messages. With that being said, with that done, we're going to announce our winner. So could I get a drum roll, please? There we go. Perfect. The winner tonight is Martin from Inegy. We've only got a phone tonight. Perfect. And if you could get a picture of just Martin as well, so stand in front of everyone, and I'll get some pictures from my end too. Alrighty. I can tell you feel a bit awkward, Martin. It's Martin's first pitch tonight, funny enough. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. You had an excellent pitch, really interesting idea. And obviously, if anyone wants to grab Martin afterwards to ask more questions or talk about it, as well as all of our presenters, please do grab them. We're here for, like I said, until 8:30-ish. So, with that being said, we're done here for the presentation section. Enjoy the rest of the evening. In fact, can I get all of our presenters up here? I'm really bad at remembering these buildings. Can I get you all up here? Because, like I said, yes, you are all getting a package of support, but you're actually all amazing. Like, I don't know how else to say that. You've done a really good job. You all got a lot of votes. It was actually a really close run. So, can we please get one final huge round of applause? You're all amazing. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And yeah, please chat to all of these bloggers. They're amazing. Cool. Thank you all so much. That's where we're going to leave it. Enjoy. And yeah, catch us all later. Cool.
good organization.
Thank you.